Welcome to the Trading Lounge, and here we're looking at the Forex and the US dollar, and we were looking yesterday at the US dollar pulling back to this particular area here, the 50-61.8 retracement level here for a particular A wave, B wave and C wave here. And then once we've got support on 80.30, then the trend would resume to the upside. So we're still looking at that. It still can come back into the 80.10 area here as well. But support on 80.30 here would put the euro in a short position as well, plus perhaps the Australian dollar and so forth as well. So it's just a key point to keep an eye on. The euro then in its rally to the upside here, we've got our 5 waves to the downside here. So we're looking for an A and a B and a C rally back to the 50-61.8 retracement level. The euro normally has shallow retracement levels, so we just got to be in downtrends anyway. So we just got to be a little bit sort of careful here. So this wave C here should have 5 waves in it. So we can see, and it also should too, the C wave here should have some sort of equality to the length of wave A here as well. So it's something that we can look for here. And also wave C here will have 5 waves in it. So we can pretty much see from just the 15-minute chart here that would be looking at something like a wave 1, 2, 3, complicated 4th here, and a 5th wave to here. So if that's the case, then only look to short the euro if the 136 here becomes the retested resistance, and you've got a reference point to work from as such. Okay, because just you need that 136 there as a retested resistance, and then you can look to add under the 135.72 as a retested resistance as well. So that would be the setup and confirming that we're on the right path with the right wave structure as well. So don't go shorting it just up here, because you could get trapped because you're trading above the closest largest number, and you need to be under that. You need those orders, because all the orders will be there. You need them on your side as such. Alrighty, and the Australian dollar's in the same boat as well. So we've got from the 95 here, we've got 5 waves down through to here. So we're looking at a 50-61.8 retracement level. Once again, we're nearly there as well. We could look at this as being the A wave, the B wave, and looking at 5 waves here and the C wave here. I've had a bit of a look at those there. It's a little bit tricky to work out which is which, but that strong move there would be part of the 3rd wave. So we could have a top in place, or we can have another little move to the upside here. Once again, we want to be on the right side of the closest largest number, so we want 94 as a retested resistance. So in a safer bet too, we would want the trigger can be the 93.72. So a breach of that would give us overlapping wave structures with this move up through here. So, or taking out these tops here and probably this one here. Yeah, anyway, group 2 here. 93.72 as a retested resistance will give you the short trade. Don't short it above here. You could get trapped. In both cases, the euro and the Australian dollar, the indicators are still pointing to the upside, which brings me to a this is just a little smaller degree of structure here, but I also just want to point out here too, just on the 4-hour chart here. So we had just an alternative count here, and we used the morning report to look at various counts. So we've had the situation where we've had wave 5 here and wave 4 to here or to here as such, and completing a top in there. But on second sort of viewing of this whole correction here, I've never particularly liked it. It really sort of it still works quite well as a corrective wave. So, and basically an A and a B and a C wave here as such, or even across to here as a B wave and up here. But basically an A wave, a B wave, and 5 waves down for the C wave here. So we could push higher through here. And, after all, this is the first, this is the, in terms of a classic trading levels pattern at 95, 5 being the second strongest number, this is, this is like the arrival, the reaction, looking for support, and then we create the first high above the level. So I'm kind of mindful about that situation as well, but we'd obviously need to see the US dollar do its thing as well in moving lower as such. So look, anyway, so that's why that if I can go back to this chart here, that's why the 93.72 here as triggered or resistance would be a safer short trade, and you wouldn't get stuck on a possible long side to the market. You know, if this market moved up and found support on 94.30, the top of subgroup 1, you know, nice solid retested support, then we could look at going long from there and adding on the 94.50 as well, and then looking for the first high above the level on 95, which so that's sort of just keep that in mind. So any short trade, you need to be safe under here. Okay, the Euro Australian, we'd been looking at this correction across the 145 here as a wave 4. I have changed it a little bit. I've adjusted it, but I've kept the wave 4 exactly as it is. I've just gone 1 degree higher. So before we had black wave 4 here, now we've got a green wave 4 here. Okay, now, so everything's still the same here. It's just a complicated wave 4, and we've worked through it in the right way. And it does appear that we've got a 5-wave structure down through here. It's not the best looking thing I've seen, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So we'll look for an A and a B and a C here. The 50-60% retracement level for wave 2 is somewhere up in this little area through here. We'll have a closer look in a moment. But basically retesting the supply, which is in through here. This block of volume price action in here is the resistance for that. And then we'll look for further downside. So we'll be looking for basically a retest of 145, then failing to the downside here. And this is how I've sort of counted it. We've got wave 4 up here as it was before at 146 area, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 is probably into here. Let me see. Yeah, that's fine in there. So 4 to there, and an A wave, which can probably be here. The B wave pulling back into here somewhere. So it may not reach too far up at all, may not get all the way up here. And just give it a bit of time to mature. That's the main thing. Otherwise, you know, if it breaks this new low, this low here, then be short, you know, take that low out from here and be short on that low there. Otherwise, look for the A, the B, and the C here. And then, you know, once it's up here, then after this C wave here, and it finds the 72 here, the 72 in here as the resistance, then look to short it from that point there. Okay, the yen crosses. We'll have a look at the US dollar yen. We were looking for a B wave down here, pulling 61% down here, but it's moved below that, and I can see from this little pattern in here that it's got further to excuse me, to break down here as well. So basically, what I was looking for here is an A and a B and a C wave here, and then failing from this point here. And if I just pull this over on the daily chart here, or sorry, the weekly chart here, you'll see just a weekly chart. You know, it's classic trading levels pattern at the major trading level 1 here. So we've had, you know, the arrival, the reaction here in a corrective pennant sort of shape here, nice one, and then a move higher for the 5th wave here. So this move down here, this is an impulse wave down. This is all corrective here. So at some point we'll make a new low here. Basically, it's retesting, you know, the 100 here. So all of this is corrective across here on the weekly. So, you know, we're expecting it to break lower from here, and that's pretty much sort of what we're looking for, really. So it may not get back up above the 102 here. I'm just not quite sure. Let me just have a little look at this here. I mean, this move here is corrective here as such. So it'll pull back up into this particular area through here, and then roll over from here. So it's still got further to move down here before we get the rally to the upside. So moving on to the pound yen. As you know, we were looking for 5 waves up through here, and you can count those quite easily. So we met our target at 175, and now we're looking for you know, the reaction or the corrective pattern to the downside, and yeah, so let's just drill in and have a look at this move down through here, because it's moved down here now in an impulse wave. So that means that if we get, as you know or may know, that if we get 5 waves down here, if you've got a move going up and then you get 5 waves in the opposite direction like this here, then you'll get a counter trend in 3 waves, and then you'll get another 5 down through here, and that's exactly what we've got here at the moment. We've got 5 waves to this point here. So just drilling in through here, you can count those quite easily through here in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and there'll be 5 waves in the 5th wave here. That wave 4 might be sitting on this one here. Anyway, the 50% retracement level here is at 174.50, the midpoint where the supply is, so that's what we'll look at. So we're just looking for some sort of 3-wave correction here, and once that's completed, then we can look to short from here. This move down through here should be as long as this, and possibly another 60% longer as well. So we're looking for a short position here on the rally here. It might only come up and cover the gap here, but looking for 3 waves. It's going to take a session or 2, so we'll be able to work through it together. So anyway, that's a good trade coming up from that point, because we've got a very clear wave pattern here, and that's exactly what we're looking for to confirm the next move lower. The euro yen. Okay, so just in the bigger picture here on the daily chart. Excuse me. We're looking at this now as wave 1 here, wave 2 to here, and wave 3 with 5 waves in it, 5 green waves in it, wave 4 here, and then wave 5 down through to here. The wave 5 here could be the same length as this wave 1 here. Okay, so but what we're looking for really is probably down to 130, at minimum down to 136, 137 area through here, 136.50, sorry, and 137 area through here. So basically what we're looking for here is 5 waves in this particular structure through here, and we'll drill in and have a look at those now. So this is our wave 4 here, and we've been looking at this corrective move here back to the 61.8 retracement level. And yeah, so now we're looking for 5 waves down. So we've got down for 1 that's maybe not quite finished yet. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Then back for wave 2, 50-60% back. And then wave 3 down, wave 4, and wave 5 down. Okay, that's what we're looking for there. So the short trade realistically would come in from the bounce off the current lows here, off the 138, and that would also be 5 waves down here at that stage there. So let's just drill into that so we can get a clearer pattern of it. I probably need to pull this apart a little bit further in here, but I was looking at this from this point being down for 1 here, back for 2 here, and then 5 waves down for the black 3rd wave down the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here, wave 4 to here, and then wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down to here. And then we'll get our bounce from here as an A and a B and a C wave pulling back up the 50 or 60%. It may not go that far. It's more important to to observe the structure here and look for 5 waves in the C wave here. That's what we'll be looking for, and we'll be looking to short from this area here as well. That will also take 1 or 2 sessions to fall into place. Alrighty, I think that's it. Okay, thanks for tuning in.